Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. As the golden sunlight peeks over the rugged hills surrounding Hope Valley, a new era quietly dawns. The rhythm of morning hasn't changed. The church bell chimes with certainty. The scent of fresh bread wafts from Abigail's calf, and the comforting clatter of horseshoes echoes along the wooden planks of Main Street. But beneath the familiar lies something extraordinary. When Calls the Heart Season 13 begins, not with a bang, but with a whisper of transformation, echoing in the hearts of those who call this town home. It has been months since Elizabeth Thornton made the heart-wrenching decision to move temporarily to Cape Fullerton with Nathan and Little Jack for specialized treatment. The schoolhouse feels her absence like a hollow note in a once perfect melody. But while Elizabeth may have stepped away from the chalkboard, her presence lingers in every corner of the valley through the books she left behind, the lesson plans she carefully prepared, and the warmth that still flickers in every student's smile. Now, as autumn leaves spiral in graceful arcs, Hope Valley is preparing for its biggest harvest jubilee yet, not just as a celebration of the season, but as a beacon of renewal. The town's energy is electric, brimming with whispered rumors, quiet reunions, and new paths slowly being forged. At the heart of this renewal stands Rosemary Coulter. With her trademark flair for the dramatic and an unshakable devotion to tradition, Rosemary has declared the Jubilee will be a spectacle to remember. But beneath her radiant confidence, Rosemary carries a tender uncertainty as she decorates the town square with amber ribbons and dried wheat stalks. She finds herself reflecting on the passage of time, the evolution of family, and the changing dynamics of friendship. She misses Elizabeth fiercely, but she channels that longing into legacy. Lee Coulter, ever the steady hand beside Rosemary's fire, is spearheading a new project in the valley, an apprenticeship program aimed at training young men and women in trades like carpentry, printing, and metalwork. Lee's eyes sparkle with pride as he watches teenagers hammer nails and measure beams, their hands building not only structures but also futures. Among them is Oliver Garrett, a quiet but thoughtful teen who recently confessed his interest in engineering after being inspired by the very bridge that connects Hope Valley to the world beyond. Faith Carter, whose calm strength has become the town's moral compass, finds herself stepping into unexpected leadership. As Elizabeth's absence leaves a gap in community outreach, Faith partners with Maysu to host wellness nights at the clinic, offering everything from herbal teas to counseling sessions. But Faith's heart is pulled in another direction too. A series of letters from Carson Shepherd have rekindled emotions she thought were buried. As she tends to patients, she begins to ask herself, is it time to finally take the journey she's been postponing? Maysu, meanwhile, has quietly expanded her role beyond the pharmacy. With Mike Hickham's support, she has opened a small adjacent tea room where residents gather for midday breaks and impromptu storytelling. Mike, surprisingly skilled at baking, has become known for his cinnamon apple scones, each one a soft, sweet symbol of his steady affection for May, though neither of them speaks it aloud. The town watches their bond with quiet anticipation, wondering whether friendship will give way to something deeper. Across town, Fiona Miller returns after a mysterious 6-month absence, clad in a stylish new coat and carrying a suitcase filled with unfamiliar gadgets. She brings with her a spark of innovation. Fiona has been studying sustainable energy solutions and now proposes installing wind turbines on the outskirts of town. While some residents raise skeptical eyebrows, others, especially the younger generation, rally behind her vision of a greener, more connected Hope Valley. But the biggest surprise arrives one crisp morning as Rosemary finalizes Jubilee preparations. A telegram from Cape Fullerton arrives at the Mercantile, bearing news that sends shockwaves through the community. Elizabeth, Nathan, and Jack are returning for good. Jack's treatments have progressed remarkably, and the doctors have advised that the family can now continue recovery from home. Hope Valley buzzes like never before. Rosemary drops her paintbrush mid-stroke. Lee nearly falls off a ladder. Faith clutches her heart, whispering a prayer of gratitude. The entire town springs into motion, transforming the Jubilee into a welcome home festival that spans 3 full days. The day of their arrival, Main Street is lined with townspeople holding hand-drawn signs and clutching small wildflowers. The stagecoach crests the hill just as the sun breaks through the clouds, bathing the valley in soft gold. When Elizabeth steps down, cradling Jack's hand in hers, a collective breath escapes the crowd. Nathan follows, his eyes scanning the port. Lemmy scanning the familiar faces, his smile slow and wide. There are no speeches, no declarations, just warm embraces, teary eyes, and a deep knowing that they are finally home. In the days that follow, Hope Valley begins to reshape itself once more. Elizabeth returns to the schoolhouse, her presence filling the room with light. Her first lesson isn't arithmetic or history, it's about courage, about healing, and about listening to the quiet voices inside ourselves. Jack, now stronger and more confident, joins the children on the playground, his laughter blending seamlessly with the sounds of joy. Nathan resumes his duties as Mountie, though now with a softer approach. He implements a youth safety program and mentors several teens, including Oliver, who begins patrolling with him on weekends. The bond between Nathan and Allie also deepens as they navigate the bittersweet realization that she's growing into a young woman with dreams that may take her far from the valley. Meanwhile, Abigail Stanton returns to town, having spent the last year in Union City helping orphan children find homes. Her reappearance causes a stir not because of scandal, but because of timing. Abigail has quietly inherited her late uncle's estate and intends to use the funds to open a vocational school in Hope Valley, furthering Lee's apprenticeship dream. Her reunion with Elizabeth is tearful and powerful, as 2 matriarchs of the town acknowledge the legacy they've built together. As Christmas approaches, the town prepares for the most heartfelt pageant yet. Heat's storyline finds its place in a larger tapestry. May and Mike share a first kiss under a starlit tree. Fiona unveils the first functioning windmill, lit by candlelight and community pride. Faith receives a letter and invitation from Carson to visit him in Baltimore for the New Year end. She finally says yes. Lee and Rosemary renew their vows quietly in the church they helped build, surrounded by friends who've become family. And in the final moments of the season, Elizabeth and Nathan sit together on the porch of the teacherage. The stars shimmer above, and the fire inside glows warm behind them. Jack sleeps peacefully upstairs. Elizabeth leans her head on Nathan's shoulder, and he wraps an arm around her. "Do you think we made the right choice?" she asks, her voice barely more than a whisper. Nathan doesn't hesitate. Hope Valley isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And with that, the screen fades not to black, but to dawn. Because in Hope Valley, every ending is just another beautiful beginning.